Cherry Creek Radio has been furnished a fee for the following program.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Cherry Creek Media.
You know I'm a dreamer. My dreams came true. Keller Williams, I owe it all to you. I'm on my way. I bought a home, home sweet home. Just one more night, and I'm coming off this long and winding road. I'm on my way. I have a new home, home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams, I love my dream home.
You're tuned to Home Sweet Home. And now, here's Russ McClellan.
Hey, good Saturday morning to you. This is Russ McClellan with Home Sweet Home. That's Russ McClellan and friends. I think I still have a couple. In fact, I have a couple in the studio with me. We have the Darth Vader suits on, just for the record. We've got 6 mil black plastics wrapped around us. We're so COVID protected, it's crazy. I wish you guys could see the video of this. It's pretty funny. Or I could be just, BSing you right now. One will never know. That's the funny thing about this radio program. It's kind of like they say, I got a face for radio. That's how it works at Keller Williams. We're just constantly saying stuff. Who knows if it's true, right? All right, I'm just trying to break the ice because I have a brand new real estate broker at Keller Williams who's really, I would say crushing it isn't even the word. Her name is Lisa Boyle. How you doing, Lisa?
Hey, Russ. I'm good. How about you?
Oh, gosh. I'm having a good time. Another month. This is our 62nd month, isn't it, JP? Something like that. He's shaking his head. Going into our third year of Home Sweet Home. Who would have guessed? I also have my team leader and CEO, partner in crime, Taylor Stimmels, in the house with us. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Doing great.
We're growing, aren't we, man?
Big time.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. You go back a couple years and here we go. Franchise is big. It's the largest on the planet, but around here it was KW meant Keller who. I don't know if that's true anymore. I think we might actually have a legitimate company.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Lisa,
Absolutely.
do you think you joined a legitimate company now after 10 days?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know I started noticing you guys within the past year frequently, all over the place. You were catching my eye, hence why I'm here.
Yeah, right. And I want to dive into Lisa's. I'll tell you what, Lisa's. You're one of those people that just naturally is successful at real estate. Isn't even the right word. I think you've sold 5 homes in 10 days since you've been on board with us. I mean, you do a lot of work in Leavenworth. Your family's in Leavenworth, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, you're bouncing all around. But what I love about what you do in real estate is something that I think a lot of people fear. And that is, you're just yourself, right? You're not trying to be, a quantum physics major while we're selling real estate, right? Selling real estate is really just, I used to say it all the time, you got to do 4 things to be successful in real estate. Number 1 is be yourself, right? Number 2 is know your product. Number 3 is do it today, not tomorrow. And number 4 is be honest, right? If you do those 4 things, I think you'll separate yourself from the proverbial herd. And you've obviously done that. You've had an extremely successful career so far. And what would you say is really, if you can, because I know you're very humble and you don't ever really talk about yourself since I've known you, which is great. I mean, I think there's a lot of conceited people in real estate, and I don't think you're one of them. What would you say is the secret to the secret sauce that is allowing you to pop a house really about every other day? I mean, it's crazy.
I guess I didn't hear this verbiage until actually talking with Taylor, and I absolutely love it now. I considered it follow-up, or as he puts it, the big FU of real estate. I follow up, and that doesn't mean that people don't fall through the cracks and that there's probably somebody out there listening going, hey, I called you and never heard back, I'm sure. But for the most part, I pride myself on prompt responses. It's my nature that I'm a very impatient person. I always have been since I was a little girl. And so being on the receiving end of the impatience, I want to be that person that gets back to people immediately, that they know. Even if I don't have a response, I let them know that I am here and that I'm going to get that response. Something as simple as a text message saying, hey, got your text. I'm unavailable right now. I'll get back to you at this time.
Yeah, you know what I think is cool is that you're an abundant thinker. And what I mean by that, and Taylor and I talk about this a lot, the difference between abundance, an abundant mindset, and a scarcity mindset. You know, a scarcity mindset is going to say, for me to win, you got to lose. That's a scarcity mindset. An abundant mindset says, I can do what I do, and you're going to be successful too. And just before we got on air here, you were talking to me about having lunch with your husband at Pybus, and you met a server that was just awesome, right? That's how you described him. And then you said, here's, thank you for the great service. Here's a great tip. If you ever thought about changing careers, give me a call. Because, so often I think it's an intimidating, from the outside looking in, it can be really an intimidating business. There is a lot of things to it, and that's where the platform or the system of Keller Williams really comes in. What would you say to somebody like you described? What would you say to those people that really are in a situation, whether it's due to COVID and maybe they've been furloughed? There's a lot of people hurting out there. Maybe they're just in a job they don't like, or maybe they just didn't think they'd be where they're at in life, and maybe it's time for a shift. But those people that think, hey, I'm too old, or I'm not educated enough, or I'm not ambitious enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I could never figure out a test, or I haven't taken a test since 1984. All of the excuses, all those limiting beliefs. Is there a way that we could explain to people that with Keller Williams, you could do it? You can change your life if you want it.
That's a tough one on how here I am in sales as my career and asking how to sell the career to somebody else. I guess my biggest thing would be, do you have any spare time? Mm-hmm. It's as simple as getting started as spare time. It's that's a really tough one to answer. Do you enjoy looking at magazines of homes? Do you enjoy driving down streets and wondering what the inside of a house looks like? Are you the type that on, Halloween when your kids knock on the door that you're kind of peeking around them to see what the inside looks like and wishing you could get in there?
So you either have a career in breaking and entering or real estate. It's like
exactly.
I think that's what my parents thought I was going to be.
Right?
Like, I'm 14. I'm going to be a bank robber. You're going to be a really good bank robber someday, son.
If you enjoy going in other people's homes and telling them what it should be or how it should be, then this is perfect for you.
And it's not as complicated as people think. It's like most things. It might seem intimidating from the outside looking in, but if you just take one step and put one foot in front of the other, with and Taylor, one of the things that you do for us very, very well is you help people kind of see that vision. Mm-hmm. What would you describe as when people call us and there's a lot of people calling us, my friends. Our goals are big, our mission is big, our vision is big, but we take small steps. And part of those small steps is Taylor Stimmel, who will basically meet with you and talk to you in the beginning. Not just in the beginning, but in the beginning, that's kind of one of your main objectives is to communicate. How would you say, or what would you say is the biggest intimidation factor for people in real estate right now?
I think the main thing is people look at it and they're like, well, I'm dealing with a lot of money, right? Well, yes, you are dealing with the money, but really the lender's dealing with the money. What you're dealing with is the people. Right, and then the other people, I get a lot of, well, I don't know what to do in the contracts. Well, as anybody who has gone through the real estate licensing process will tell you, you don't learn anything about contracts in the real estate licensing, right? You learn about the laws, things like that. We teach you about the contracts, right? We teach you how to write a contract. We teach you how to deal with people. We teach you what to say to people. But the biggest thing is just be yourself. If you be yourself and you tell people, we have some newer agents with us right now. And I went and met a client with them the other day. And I said, so how did you do it? And they said, we just told them we were new. And they just were like, we really want to help somebody out. We would love for you to represent us. We know it's going to be different because you're brand new. We know you have a ton of coaching and training and people on your side. You've got a great DB who's been in this for 30 years. We're going to give you the opportunity. And I think that's the one thing that people don't realize. They think people are going to say no. when really people want to say yes to you. And so if they can get over those little things and kind of get out of their own head, because we live the stories we tell ourselves. And people tell themselves the story that I can't do this because somebody else is it's going to be harder for me in that way, or somebody else is going to say no to me, or I'm not going to be able to handle it. But that's just what we're telling ourselves. If we can get that, what we call drunk monkey, off of our shoulders, right, and say, no, I'm going to go out there and do it, people want to use you. People want to help you, right? And there's lots of opportunity.
Yeah, everybody starts somewhere. And one of the number one, if not the number one real estate broker in all of North Central Washington, and maybe in the top X in the state, was new with me once too. And ironically, he didn't think that he would necessarily do that well. I remember it was like yesterday, and he's gone on to crush it and become extraordinarily successful. But everybody starts somewhere. So when people think, well, I'm experienced, and the bottom line is, guys, I've been in this game a long time. Since I was 19 years old, and if there's a 10,000 rule, I don't know how many hours I have in it, but it's like 32 years times 7 times about 10. So whatever number that is, it seems like that's how many hours I've worked. And all I know for sure, when they say you master something, which in real estate you never do because it never changes. So the definition of mastery to me, 32 years later, it really just means I don't know very much. But that's okay because I have a team. That's okay because we combine strengths to achieve the goal for our clients. So even if you're brand new, one of the things that we do at Keller Williams is we make sure you're supported. Now, Lisa, do you feel, this is straight up, and if you answer wrong, I'm going to edit it out. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. As we come to the end of the segment, do you feel that, in a word, do we support our brokers?
Absolutely. I have had such a huge support system since joining, and actually even before not even being on the same team, there was people in Keller Williams I could reach out to ask questions to and rely on. So yeah, it's definitely a family here.
It's a culture, right? So,
yeah.
Hey, we're talking to Lisa Boyle, and if you want to get a hold of Lisa, she's a, mega rock star. She doesn't like to say it, but she's a rock star agent. Her number is 509-679. I'll start over, because now I know you're scrambling. 509-679-4888. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk some more with Lisa Boyle and my man Taylor Stimmel with Keller Williams. I appreciate you tuning in on this Saturday morning in July. Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends. We'll be right back.
Home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.
Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner with Keller Williams Realty and the host of this show, Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. I want to take